Welcome back everybody to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. This is Mario Man 1100 back again with a first impressions video, and it's time to go into something that I haven't done since actually Smash Brothers, to be completely honest. I'm going to see if I can go back to the DLC in some of these games that I do have. Starting with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, because I have bought the Collector's Edition, so I've got all the DLC and everything like that of the characters, so I hope to God that I have them already. So I'm just going to check first. If not, I might have to cut away and then come back. So let's just go into the training chamber. Okay, so they're there, added to the roster, they just haven't. Okay. So I'm just going to color away for a sec, and then I'll be right back and get my characters in. So, just give me a second. Alright, we're back. I got Sigma, Black Panther, and Monster Hunter. And no, we're not given a name on what Monster Hunter is, but is it just? I'm first curious because I've been curious about this since we actually seen the Monster Hunter, and it's actually been a thing. Is it actually any Monster Hunter off any of the Monster Hunter games in general, or is it just a random character? Because that's what I want to know. So we're gonna play some of these DLC characters and get them out of the way. So first off, let's play with Sigma.
All is according to plan.
So we have normal Sigma, we have... I'm guessing that's more a... oh, I can't think of the robot's name in Mega Man X. Vile, that's the one. Vile costume? I'm not sure if Sigma actually had that costume before. So we have the extra wave costume, which I'm not sure which game that's from in terms of Sigma, so I'm just going to play with regular and play with X.
I don't like these orders, but I'll follow them.
Let's play with red. And play with Mind Jam. Oh, no, wrong button. I think it used to be triangle for random. Actually, no. There was a separate button on the separate button on the customer selection screen that was for random, and you could random all for a random team. So we're going to play with Sigma and X, and next they do have actual unique lines recorded, so like playing with X when you select him, or Sigma as the second character, that sort of thing.
The Sorcerer Supreme.
Who will come out on top? Ready? Fight!
Trouble! Triple the terror! Born for your ultimate grace! Disappear!
Right there!
See, now Sigma actually does sound good from his voice actor. Like, I can't remember. I remember seeing it on Twitter on who Sigma's voice actor was, but I can't exactly remember off the top of my head who it is. But goddamn, does he do a good job? Cool.
Mind Stone! Mind Stone!
Didn't really take that to its full advantage, but okay. So he has eye lasers. But I think some of his moves are from the X games in general, I believe. From what I hear. Because the DLC has been out for a little while. It's been out for a couple of weeks, I think, actually, now. Alright, gonna swap out for X, just so I don't get... This Sigma doesn't get absolutely mauled. Okay, so we can't use stones when an Infinity Surge is happening. But yeah, Sigma actually felt kind of good, we'll admit.
As long as there's hope, we can change the future.
I gotta say, X's voice actor sounds good too. Now that I remember off the top of my head. It's definitely X in a nutshell right there. So I'm gonna switch out. And play as the Monster Hunter this time.
Is this a new quest?
I do like the blue, but I prefer the red. Okay, play with Thanos. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Eliminate you too.
Nemesis.
Ooh, Nemesis and Sigma.
Only one team will be left standing.
I should have heard the dialogue, but I didn't. I wonder if Black Panther has some unique ones for some of the Avengers. Maybe not. Sigma I can kind of understand, especially with X and Zero being there. If it was Trombone as well, Trombone would have been, there would have been some nod to that some way, even though they haven't met.
Who will come out on top? Ready.
Like Legends and X are in a different, like, different time period between the two. So Monster Hunter can be very fast with some of her attacks from what I've gathered in some of the trailers. And I'm getting absolutely fucking burned right now. Oh jeez, I gotta get out of that. Gonna get into my mindset of playing Marvel again. There you go. I'm gonna lose this battle. I can definitely tell. So we actually get a meter burn, which is a little bit like Morrigan's dual personalities type. Well, that's what I call it, super. Whereas Morrigan gets like a double, and Zero gets this ability as well, and gets a bit of a timer on the screen over the hyper combo meter. And I missed. I'm gonna die here if I'm not careful. Oh, actually, I think that's a level 3. I think if I got into that combo, that would have been a level 3. Ah, god damn it, game. Why you do that to me? No. See, now the Marvel 3 ending for Nemesis actually was longer than that. Like the screen, I think, just got damaged or something. Well, it might have stopped the same way. I don't know. Now let's play with Black Panther. Now we have this costume, it was pretty cool, but I'm gonna play with normal Black Panther.
Iron Man.
You better not slow me down.
I don't think there's anything unique with that, but I'm going to play with Iron Man, because I do like Iron Man. I did like him in Marvel 3 as well. We're playing against Hagar and Evil Ryu. Technically Evil Ryu, but technically not at the same time. But yeah, Monster Hunter feels really slow, so it's not a character that I'm going to personally use. Sigma is a little bit like that too, but I think I'm definitely going to play more Thanos and
No need to go easy on me. Come on.
Sigma than playing a character like Monster Hunter.
Ready.
So I hope that Black Panther is pretty fast too. Fast but strong as well.
Like an arrow. Right there. Did you think you were safe? Time for the hunt. I want to go.
Okay, we got thrown up. Oh, nearly still piped. Oh, damn it. That really is like damaging, especially in Marvel 3. Like, goddamn. Oh, pile driver. Ow.
Did you take this? You're finished for you. I want to go. Level 1. Like an arrow. Air interceptor. The predator traps his prey.
So I wonder if that's just a combo that you can do on the ground, or you can actually do that while in the air. So like a hyper combo, I mean, in general, because I think it looks like there's 4 combos that he can do. Oh god, barrel! I've never seen that. Wonder if he did that in Marvel 3 as well. Oh. Now I said it was photon cannon, but it's actually proton cannon. I actually did hear the because they actually do have the voices, character voices in that. But it sounds so like the character, like it's very obvious here than it was in Marvel 3. Because in Marvel 3, the voice actor made it sound like photon cannon, which would make sense because photons are energy, which would make sense. But proton cannon is positive. Like protons are part of atoms in general, but protons are more positive energy. So it's a bit weird in that instance, but I kind of get it.
Reactor output at 73%. Well, there's always room for improvement.
Iron Man's like Tony just in the suit just looks a bit weird. I don't know what it is. Like, the art style of this game is good in some ways. It just looks like a Black Panther lost in that instance on Iron Man 1. Because it's so, like, grayed out when you lose. That it looks so grayed out with Black Panther being there. It just looked a bit weird. It looked like Black Panther just lost. So let me actually go into battle again, because I just want to check to see if I've got any of the other costumes. Or I have to purchase those. If I had to purchase those, so that's going to piss me off a little bit. So the easiest one would be Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Reporting for duty.
No. I gotta unlock. I gotta buy those. Oh, that's. Oh no. No, Marvel. Why do you do that to me? No, Capcom. Oh man. Oh, I'm pissed with that now. Cause I even got the season pass and I still don't get that. Fuck me, man. That's so shit. Like, oh man, that's so stupid. I'm gonna put more money into Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite for that reason. If I want some of the costumes. God damn it, Capcom, why? That shouldn't be a thing, no. But I will say, overall, I do like Sigma. I do like playing Sigma. Black Panther is definitely, I think, my favorite out of the 3. I can definitely pick up Black Panther if I wanted to, like, play this game over and over again, which I will eventually do, because I haven't finished the story yet, story mode yet. So I'm going to be getting to that pretty soon. And I wonder if we can actually go back to the story and actually play with those characters, if they're going to fight us in some ways, or it just doesn't happen. I'd be interested to see that, but overall, I think that Monster Hunter is okay. I like some of the combos that she has. Some of them are pretty fast, but she's definitely like a heavier character, like Hulk and Nemesis. And although I do like some of the heavy characters, I don't like all of them. I think MODOK was kind of a heavy character that was a little bit mobile in Ultimate Marvel 3, but he wasn't really too good, in my opinion, when I played with him in general. I've seen High play with MODOK, and goddamn, some of those combos are just absolutely nuts. But I think either we'll see Monster Hunter as a good character, but I definitely think that Sigma and Black Panther are definitely the characters that are better, in my opinion. So we will be seeing 3 more characters, I think, since we're recording this in November. It might be this month, it might be at the end of this month, might be in December, we don't know. And that'll be it, I think, for this year in terms of DLC. Whether they'll do more DLC for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, we won't know until then. I hope they do, because, well, Street Fighter V is getting a re-release in January, and that's going to get more DLC down the line. There's no doubt in my mind that they're going to add older characters from older Street Fighter games into that game as DLC. There's no doubt in my mind. Excuse me, just choke there for a second. There's no doubt in my mind that the DLC for that will happen. But I'll be very interested to see where Marvel sits. Will we see a re-release of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, like an Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite type deal, or you know, Infinite Plus, or Infinite Plus Alpha, or some stupid title that Dead Rising will just joke about in the next couple of years when it gets another DLC pack, no doubt. Will we see a release of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite? Maybe. I think it'll be like Street Fighter V, where it might not happen for a while, might not happen for a couple of years, but I could definitely see it happening. It might be better for the game if it does, but at the moment it's still a functioning game, it still works, and it's still good in some instances when playing with it, especially when playing with your favourite characters in general. But the overall game is kinda good, but kinda bad in some instances as well. It's kind of a mixed bag. And Marvel 3 was a little bit of that as well. I mean, ultimately, the only other game that I've played really heavily is Ultimate Marvel 3. And that game had its share of bad instances as well, in terms of some of the characters and their controllability, but that game was filled more so with positivity than negative things, whereas this game is kind of a little bit in the middle, where it has a lot of positive things but has a lot of negative things as well. So I can definitely see that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite does have potential to go to get more positive and have more potential to be a better game with more DLC and stuff like that. I just hope that there's more free stuff. Like, I know there's an arcade mode in here, but if we get more DLC modes, and some of them are free updates as well, maybe free costumes as well, I wouldn't mind that. In fact, that it would be better for the game in general, I would think, than it being all paid stuff. Because, well, Smash Brothers did that, and I like that. Splatoon did all free content, and goddamn, everybody played that game for so long, and Splatoon 2 was doing the same thing. So it has worked for, like, Nintendo, it has worked for other series in general for free extra content, but I just hope that Marvel does well, because it's not doing so well right now, and I kind of don't want Marvel to just disappear again, and we never hear from it again or for a long time, because I think Marvel vs. Capcom as a series, and the Capcom vs. games are good in general. I don't want them to go away. I don't want fighting games to cease from Capcom, like, in general. I prefer more fighting games from Capcom in general than less. They just need to put time into them. So, like, if we had another Rival Schools game, I would be happy. If we had another Capcom vs. game somewhere down the line after Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite's run its course. You know, maybe something like Nintendo versus Capcom. Like, that's got to be a thing, right? On the Switch. Like, if this game's not going to come to it, come on. There's got to be a Nintendo versus Capcom at some point, because that would be awesome to see. You know, Ryu went up against Mario in the Nintendo game in Smash Brothers. Now it's on their turf. Now it's his turf, and they're playing the way that Ryu is supposed to be played in general. I reckon that would be pretty cool in general, but we'll get to that whenever that happens, if it happens at all. But right now, the DLC is kind of good. I will admit, there's some like 2 out of 3 characters I will definitely play more so than some of the other characters in the roster. But I definitely like 2 of the characters out of the 3. I don't think I don't think Monster Hunter is bad. It's just that I don't prefer it as my playing style. That's just, it's like Olimar in Smash Brothers. Like he's a good character when I've seen him. He's a good character in general. He's definitely better in Smash 4 than he was in Brawl in my experiences with playing him. But he doesn't suit my playstyle. So it's a bit of the same thing with Monster Hunter, I will say. So with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching this first impressions video of the first DLC, the Sigma, Black Panther, and Monster Hunter DLC for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. You guys have a great day on that, and of course, take care.